The vast communication arrays of the Galactic Imperium trembled with an unusual tension. Captain J. Park sat quietly in the central command room, his fingers hovering above the holographic communication panel. Outside the reinforced windows, Earth looked peaceful, a blue-green marble suspended in the infinite darkness of space. Communication specialists around him worked with precise movements, their screens flickering with multiple alien language translations and complex mathematical algorithms. Nobody spoke. The weight of this moment was too significant for casual conversation. Years of preparation had led to this single moment. Humanity had spent decades studying alien communication patterns, decoding potential interstellar languages, and developing communication protocols that could bridge impossible gaps between species. The Imperium had no idea what was coming. Jay remembered the countless meetings, the intense debates among global leaders, scientists, and military strategists. They had one chance to make a first impression, one opportunity to show that humans were not just another primitive species waiting to be conquered or ignored. His hand moved. Transmission initiated. This is humanity. We are ready. 3 simple words, translated across multiple frequency bands, encrypted with layers of mathematical complexity that would take decades to fully decode. A message that was both an introduction and a subtle warning. Thousands of light-years away on a massive crystalline communication hub, alien communication specialists first noticed the transmission. Supreme Commander Vrel, a veteran of countless galactic conflicts, leaned forward. With mild curiosity, another transmission from the human sector, reported a junior communication officer, her tentacle-like appendages dancing across complex control panels. Vrel had seen hundreds of such transmissions from emerging civilizations. Most were primitive radio signals, mathematical attempts at communication, or simple repetitive patterns. He expected nothing different from this human transmission, but something was different. The transmission carried an unusual complexity. Mathematical patterns that seemed to shift and change, revealing and hiding information simultaneously. It wasn't just a message. It was a sophisticated puzzle, a challenge wrapped in communication. Analyze it, Vrel commanded. For 3 standard galactic cycles, the best alien communication experts worked on decoding the human transmission. Each layer they peeled back revealed more complexity, mathematical sequences that seemed to predict potential response patterns, communication protocols that suggested a deep understanding of interstellar communication principles. This was no ordinary first contact. Back on Earth, Captain J. Park waited. He knew the psychological warfare happening with this transmission. It wasn't just about communication, it was about establishing a first impression. Humans were telling the Galactic Imperium that they were different, unexpected, dangerous. Communication specialists around him began receiving initial response patterns from alien networks. Confusion, curiosity, a hint of underlying concern. Exactly as they had planned. The transmission contained more than just words. It carried embedded data about human technological capabilities, glimpses of their scientific understanding, and subtle hints about their potential for rapid technological advancement. Each piece of information was carefully curated to create a specific psychological impact. Vrel realized something was fundamentally different about this transmission. These humans were not sending a typical first contact message. They were making a statement, a declaration. We are here, we are ready, and we are not what you expect. As alien communication experts continued their analysis, they remained unaware that each moment of their investigation was another layer of the human strategy. The transmission itself was a weapon, a psychological tool designed to make the Galactic Imperium pause and reconsider their typical approach to emerging civilizations. Captain J. Park allowed himself a small smile. First contact was never just about communication. It was about setting the stage for everything that would follow, and humanity was excellent at setting stages. The transmission continued its journey through the vast, cold emptiness of space, a silent messenger carrying the first whispers of a potential cosmic revolution. The first alien scout ships approached Earth's outer orbital zone with calculated arrogance. They expected a simple reconnaissance mission, a quick survey of a supposedly primitive civilization. What they found was something entirely different. Tactical. Analyst Sung Wong watched the incoming vessels through a network of hidden sensor arrays. Each alien ship moved with a predictable pattern, following standard Imperium exploration protocols. They were about to learn how unpredictable humans could be. The lead vessel, a sleek metallic structure with multiple sensor appendages, began its standard scanning procedure. Its advanced technology could typically penetrate most planetary defense systems within minutes, but not today. Sudden electromagnetic pulses erupted from seemingly random points in Earth's orbital space. The alien ship's sophisticated navigation systems began to falter. Complex computer networks twisted and scrambled, turning advanced technology into useless metal shells. 3 scout ships lost power simultaneously. Another 4 experienced critical system failures. The commander of the fleet, a veteran named Krell, couldn't believe what was happening. Humans were supposed to be technologically inferior. This was impossible. Aboard the primary human defense platform, Yoon Choi worked with mathematical precision. Her fingers danced across holographic interfaces, each movement carefully calculated. She wasn't just defending, she was sending a message. The alien ships weren't destroyed, they were disabled. Strategically, perfectly. Each disabled ship became a warning, a demonstration of capabilities that defied the Imperium's understanding. Humans weren't fighting. They were communicating through technology, showing exactly what they could do without firing a single destructive weapon. Krell's communication systems crackled to life. A simple message appeared, translated into perfect Imperium standard language. "We can do much more." This was just a warning. The message was clinical, cold, precise. Imperium communication centers went into immediate alert. Intelligence agencies began analyzing every piece of data from the encounter. Something fundamental had changed in their understanding of humanity. Back on Earth, military strategists celebrated quietly. This was phase 1 of their plan, to demonstrate capability without showing full potential, to make the Imperium understand that humans were not a species to be taken lightly. Sung Wong reviewed the tactical data. The electromagnetic pulses had been carefully designed. They used alien technology's own complexity against itself. Each pulse was a mathematical puzzle, a technological trap that exploited hidden vulnerabilities in the Imperium's most advanced systems. The disabled ships now drifted in Earth's orbital zone, silent monuments to human innovation. No weapons had been used. No lives had been taken. Yet the message was clear. Humanity could defend itself in ways the Imperium had never anticipated. Communication channels between Alien Fleet Command and their central government became frantic. Reports were filed. Debates erupted. How could a supposedly primitive civilization disable multiple advanced scout ships with such surgical precision? Yoon Choi allowed herself a small smile. They had just played their first strategic move in a much larger game. The Imperium believed they were coming to observe. Instead, they had become the observed. Every system failure, every disabled ship, every confused communication was another piece of data humans were collecting. Intelligence gathering had become their primary weapon. As alien vessels limped back towards their home territories carrying nothing but confusion and damaged pride, humanity watched. They were learning, adapting, preparing. The message was simple. Do not underestimate us. Sung Wong turned to his team. Phase 1 complete, he said quietly. Outside, Earth continued its peaceful rotation, a blue-green planet that had just shown the first glimpse of its true potential to a universe that wasn't ready. The abandoned alien scout ships became humanity's greatest classroom. Within weeks of their capture, research facilities across Earth worked with obsessive intensity. What would take other civilizations centuries, humans completed in days. Dr. Jae-sung Kim stood in the central research facility, surrounded by fragments of alien technology. His team wasn't just examining the technology, they were reimagining it. Each circuit, each molecular component became a puzzle waiting to be solved. "We're not copying," he told his senior researchers. "We're understanding." Imperium technology relied on complex quantum networks that typically required generations to comprehend. Humans saw them as challenges to be cracked open, understood, and then transformed. The first breakthrough came unexpectedly. A junior researcher, named Minho, discovered that alien quantum communication circuits could be redesigned using Earth's existing semiconductor technologies. What seemed impossible became probable in mere weeks. Satellite networks around Earth began transforming. Old communication systems were rapidly upgraded with reverse-engineered alien technologies. Military research facilities worked around the clock, converting alien technological remnants into human innovations. Imperium intelligence services watched in growing horror. Their most advanced technological systems were being dismantled, understood, and improved upon faster than any known species in galactic history. Quantum communication networks that once took the Imperium decades to develop were being replicated and enhanced by humans in weeks. Navigation systems were being rebuilt with unprecedented efficiency. Propulsion technologies were being reimagined. The alien scout ships were no longer just captured vessels. They had become seeds of a technological revolution. Military strategists realized something profound. Human adaptability wasn't just biological. It was systematic, a cultural approach to problem-solving that defied conventional understanding. Where other civilizations saw complex technology as immutable, humans saw opportunities. Each alien system was a challenge, a potential improvement waiting to be discovered. Weapon systems were carefully studied, not to copy, but to understand. Defensive protocols were analyzed. Communication frequencies were decoded. Every piece of technology became a learning opportunity. The Imperium's most secure communication channels began showing unexpected intrusions. Not attacks, but explorations. Humans were learning, watching, understanding systems at a molecular level. Dr. Kim's team developed something unprecedented. They weren't just copying alien technology. They were creating hybrid systems that combined human creativity with alien technological principles. Communication systems became faster. Navigation technologies became more efficient. Quantum computing took leaps that shocked even the most optimistic human researchers. Imperium monitoring stations began receiving strange signals. Technological patterns that didn't match any known species. Communication frequencies that seemed to dance between known and unknown technological principles. Humanity was transforming. Each research facility became a battlefield of innovation. Universities, military research centers, and private technology companies worked in unprecedented collaboration. The alien technological fragments became the most valuable resource in human history. The leap wasn't just technological, it was philosophical. Humans saw technology not as a fixed system, but as a constantly evolving challenge. Where the Imperium saw completed technologies, humans saw potential improvements. Where alien civilizations saw barriers, humans saw opportunities. Weeks turned into months. The technological transformation accelerated. By the time the Imperium realized what was happening, it was too late. Humanity had not just caught up. They had reimagined what technological progress could mean. The captured scout ships sat quietly in secure research facilities, silent witnesses to a technological revolution that would change everything. Humanity was no longer just watching the universe. They were preparing to reshape it. The first massive Imperium battle fleet approached Earth's solar system with calculated confidence. Thousands of ships stretched across the dark canvas of space, their metallic surfaces gleaming with technological superiority. They expected a quick, decisive victory against a supposedly inferior species. Admiral Hyun Kim watched the incoming fleet through advanced holographic displays. Every alien ship movement was tracked, analyzed, predicted. The Human Defense Network had become something far beyond traditional military systems. Alien commanders believed their technological advantage would crush human resistance. They were about to learn a painful lesson. The initial attack wave began with standard Imperium tactics, concentrated energy weapons fired simultaneously, designed to overwhelm planetary defenses. But human systems were no longer what they seemed. Defense platforms across Earth's orbital zone transformed. Quantum-enhanced shields absorbed incoming energy, redirecting destructive forces in mathematically perfect patterns. Each alien weapon strike became an opportunity, not a threat. Ships that seemed primitive danced between massive Imperium vessels. Their movements defied standard combat algorithms. Where alien tactical systems expected straight lines, human ships moved in complex, unpredictable trajectories. Sung Wong's tactical team had prepared for this moment. Every alien communication frequency, every potential attack vector had been studied, analyzed, and prepared for. The human response was not just defensive. It was a calculated psychological warfare strategy. 3 massive Imperium battleships suddenly lost power. Not destroyed, but systematically disabled. Their advanced computer systems found themselves trapped in complex mathematical loops, created by human programmers who understood alien technology better than its original creators. Commander Vrel watched in growing horror. These humans were not fighting like any species he had encountered in centuries of galactic conflicts. They were transforming warfare itself. Human ships used the Imperium's own technological complexity against them. Quantum communication networks became traps. Advanced targeting systems were turned into confusion generators. Each alien technological advantage became a potential weakness. Tactical teams across Earth worked with cold, precise efficiency. They weren't just defending. They were teaching a lesson. Every ship disabled, every system compromised was a message. Do not underestimate humanity. The battle wasn't about destruction. It was about demonstration. Imperium communication networks became chaos. Commanders received conflicting information. Navigation systems failed. Weapon platforms found themselves targeting friendly vessels. Humans had transformed the battlefield into a complex living system of technological manipulation. Massive energy weapons that should have obliterated human defenses found themselves redirected. Entire alien squadron formations collapsed as their internal systems became compromised. The humans weren't fighting. They were solving a complex, living technological puzzle. Admiral Kim's voice remained calm. Each command was precise, calculated. The human fleet moved like a single intelligent organism. Where alien tactics saw individual ships, humans created a unified, adaptive network. Vrel realized something fundamental had changed. This was no longer a traditional space battle. This was a demonstration of a fundamentally different approach to conflict, technology, and survival. Human ships used minimal energy. They anticipated alien movements before alien commanders could make decisions. Complex algorithms predicted and neutralized threats faster than traditional combat systems could respond. The Imperium fleet, once considered invincible, found itself systematically isolated, not destroyed, contained, controlled. Each ship became a data point in humanity's larger strategic understanding. As hours passed, the battle transformed. What started as an invasion became a technological demonstration. Humans weren't just defending. They were teaching a cosmic lesson about adaptation, innovation, and unexpected potential. The breaking point wasn't a moment of destruction. It was a moment of profound understanding. The silence after the battle was more terrifying than the conflict itself. Thousands of disabled Imperium ships drifted across Earth's orbital zone, silent monuments to human capability. No massive explosions. No dramatic destruction. Just systematic clinical neutralization. Captain J. Park stood on the central command platform, watching the cosmic tableau. The universe had just witnessed something unprecedented. Humanity wasn't just defending. They were announcing their arrival. Imperium communication networks collapsed into chaos. Entire administrative systems found themselves compromised, invaded by complex human algorithms that moved like living intelligence. Information became a weapon more powerful than any physical attack. Alien leadership councils went into emergency sessions. Centuries of galactic dominance had been challenged in mere hours. These humans were unlike anything they had ever encountered. Not just a species, but a fundamental force of technological adaptation. Sung Wang's tactical team began the next phase. It wasn't about conquest. It was about communication. Each disabled ship became a message. Each compromised system, a demonstration of human potential. The first official transmission went out across all known galactic communication frequencies. Simple, direct, chilling. We warned you. Pray. 3 words that carried more psychological weight than entire military campaigns. Imperium intelligence analysts worked frantically. They discovered something terrifying. Humans hadn't just defended themselves. They had been preparing for this moment for decades. Every technological interaction, every captured alien fragment, had been part of a larger strategy. Earth looked peaceful, a blue-green planet that had just transformed galactic understanding. Admiral Hyun Kim reviewed the tactical data. Not a single human life had been lost. Not a single human ship destroyed. The entire conflict had been resolved through pure technological superiority. A bloodless demonstration of absolute potential. Alien communication channels began spreading. Rumors. Stories of a species that could neutralize entire fleets without firing a weapon. A civilization that understood technology as a living, adaptive system. Research facilities across Earth continued working. The disabled alien ships were now the most valuable resources in human history. Each component would be studied, understood, transformed. The message was clear. Humanity was no longer asking for a place in the galactic community. They were claiming it. Rel, the senior Imperium commander, submitted his official report. His recommendations were unprecedented. Complete non-engagement with human territories. Strict communication protocols. Absolute caution. Human adaptability had become the most feared weapon in the known universe. Diplomatic channels across alien civilizations began shifting. Conversations that once dismissed humans now spoke with careful respect. A new understanding was emerging. Humanity was not just another species. They were a cosmic variable, unpredictable, dangerous, intelligent. The disabled Imperium fleet remained in Earth's orbital zone. A silent warning, a demonstration, a promise of what humanity could do if truly provoked. No dramatic speeches were needed, no grand declarations of war or conquest, just a quiet, systematic demonstration of potential. Earth continued its peaceful rotation. Cities functioned normally. People went about their daily lives, unaware that they had just transformed galactic history. The cosmic reckoning was complete. Humanity had arrived.